guys, welcome to Global Classroom. This series that I am beginning, majorly focusing on learning Java based on projects. In other words, we are going to deal with beginner projects one after the other as we learn important things about Java. I also have another course, another series going on that is covering Java. I call it Java Complete Course, so you can check it out. My name is Thomas. I'll be your instructor for this course. Again, if you would like to be of support to us, if you find this information valuable, you can support us by subscribing to our channel, liking the video, comment any issue, any question that you have, comment it there. If you will have any issue that requires direct interaction, I'll leave my number on the screen or on the thumbnail of the video. You can get my WhatsApp number there, WhatsApp me, and we can sort it out, whatever that issue is. Again, if you're willing to support what I'm doing, that same number in there is my MPESA number. You can support with anything, and we'll continue creating lessons to impact the world in a global scale. So the first project, I have a series of 10 projects that I'll be handling in this series. The first project is a calculator. We have a tic-tac-toe game. We have a bank account management system. Hope you're able to see this. We have a to-do list. We have a number guessing game. We have a basic quiz application. We have a simple chatbot. We have a temperature converter, student grade tracker, simple banking system, password generator, prime number checker, contact book, simple address book, then rock paper scissors game. So I have chosen to begin with number 10. So I'll start with number 10, then going upwards that way. So today we are going to handle this project, the rock paper scissors game. So even before we go into anything, I want us, just allow me to zoom. I want us to understand what are the requirements of the project that we are about to build, because the moment you don't understand the requirement, you will miss out on important things. So the scenario is develop a game of rock paper scissors where the user competes against the computer. The user competes against the computer. Now this project is going to help us to learn a number of things. So it will help us to practice on how to generate the random number. It will learn us to practice, to teach us to practice on conditionals, and also how to handle a user input. So the features of the game include: one, you need to have a user being able to select either rock, paper, or scissors. Then the computer will randomly select a choice. That is, the computer will select its own choice randomly. Then we will determine and display the winner based on the game rules. So the implementation of this is, we need first to just come up with a simple algorithm that we are going to follow as we are solving the problem. So the algorithm is so simple. We are going to first have the computer pick a random move, then the user is going to pick a move, then the program is going to compare the two moves, then the program is going to return, or is going to display the results. So we have the game rules here. If you are familiar with rock paper scissors, you understand that rock beats scissors by crushing them. Scissors beat paper by cutting the paper into two. Paper beats rock by covering the rock. Then when when we have when the computer and the user picks two moves that are identical. For example, if both pick rock and rock, then the result is going to be a tie. If they pick scissors and scissors, the result is going to be a tie as well. Okay, having understood this, we are going to move on to the implementation. So first things first, we have to launch our Eclipse IDE. For those who have not yet installed Eclipse IDE, look at our video in this channel that will guide you through the installation of JDK and the Eclipse IDE. It's one of this the videos in the series of Java Complete course. Now these new series are meant to build on skills. They are meant to help us acquire the right skills that we need to program in Java. Okay, all right, so our Eclipse IDE is ready. It's good to go. Again, you will allow me zoom so that you are able to see whatever is happening here. Okay, so basically we are going to create a new project. So I'm going to file new. I'm creating a new project. It's a Java project, so select Java project. For the project name, I'll call it rock paper scissors game. I'll just call it rock paper scissors game. It's important that you follow along. Yes, so we'll call it rock paper scissors game. Just call it that way. I'm going to hit enter. So our project is ready here, the rock paper scissors game project. I want us to close these other files here. Just close them. Just close these files. Then inside the rock paper scissors game, in the SRC, we are going to right click on the SRC so that we create a package, new package. I'm going to call this package rock paper, just rock paper scissors, without the word game with it. So we have our package here. So in this package, we are going to create two classes, two class files. The first class file will have the main. The other class file, it won't have the main. It is the file that we are going to write our methods in there. It's possible to work on this whole thing on a single file, but that is not what I want. I want us to have two classes. So I'm going to right click on the package. I'm going to say new. I'm going to create a new class, and this class, I'll call it game. I'll just call it game because it is going to have the main. So I'm going to select on the main. I want it to have the main, so I'm going to select the public static void main here, and then I'll proceed and create it. Yeah, so as you can see, it has the main method. Then I'm going to create another class that we are going to have the methods in. So I'm just going to call this class I'm just going to call it play game. Now I'll just call it, okay, I'll just call it play. Yeah. Okay. What should I call it? So just call it play game. All right, that's fine. Okay, so we have our class here. The class is inside this package. Now remember, a package in Java is a collection of classes. It's where we put related classes, like the two classes we have created all are belonging to the rock paper scissors game package, and they are able to actually relate when they are in the same package. Then we have this public class created here. It's the play game. So we're going to create this class. Now the first thing we need to look at are the variables that we are supposed to have for this project. If we look at our requirements, our project requirements here, let's come back. We have the computer should be able to pick a random move. So we have a variable called computer move. Then the user should be able to pick a move. So we have a user move. Then we compare the two results, the two moves, and produce results. So we have results as the third variable in this case. So here we are going to declare the three variables: computer move, user move, and results. All of them are the type string. So we're going to say string computer move. I'm going to say string user move, and I'm going to say string results. I'm going to say string results. So having the class ready, we need to define a constructor for this class. We need to define a constructor for this class. Now defining a constructor, the constructor has the same name as the class name. It follows the syntax of a method, but it does not have a return type, because the return type is the basic return type of the class. So we are going to say play game, and because it's following the syntax of a method, we need to have the curly braces there. We need to have the curly braces there, and then we have we need to have the parenthesis then followed by the curly braces. So we are going to actually put our we are going to have our constructor. Now this constructor won't take any variables, because we are just going to call the methods in there. We are going to create a method that is going to help us to set the computer move, another method that is going to help us to set the user move, then another method that is going to help us to get the results, and then we will call those methods in here. So let's just put some comments so that we know what we are going to do here. We'll call the method to pick a computer move. Then down here we'll call the method to pick user move, or to set user move. And then again we're going to call the method that is going to compare the results. Call method to compare the results. Then we need to display the results. So we can display the results in the main. We can also create a method to display the results here. Then we call that method in the main. Either way is possible. Let's just display the results in the main. Let's just display the results in the main. So we have to create this method, this method, this method. Then we are going to call them in the constructor. So outside the constructor, we are going to have the method to select computer move. So select computer move method. We're going to have the method there, the method to select a computer move. So because it needs to select a computer move, the computer move is either rock, paper, or scissors. So that means the data type is actually a string. So this method should be able to return a string. So we're going to say string as the data type, then followed by the parentheses, then we have the curly braces in there. Now for the computer to be able to select a move randomly, we have to use to generate a random number. We have to generate a random number. So let's say generating random numbers. We generate random numbers. We can generate random numbers between 0 and 3 3 exclusive. In other words, we want to generate 0, 1 and 2 randomly. The computer should be able to generate that randomly. Then we are going to assign these numbers to a move. So to generate a random number, we need to import a package, the java.util.random package. So you just come here, we're importing package just below this. So we're going to say import java.util.random to be able to actually generate the random numbers. So after calling that package, just below our scissors, our package in here, our rock paper scissors package, we can now come to this method in here and we continue. So we are to generate random numbers. We are going to call the method here. We are going to call we're going to create an instance of the class random, the rand. So to do that, we have the class random, then we say rand is equal to new random is equal to new random. Now again, we want to generate the integers 0, 1 and 2. In other words, numbers between 0 and 3 exclusive, using the next int method. So we are going to assign this to another variable. We can just define the variable inside this method here. We can call it com_move. Remember, the other one we called it computer move. Now this is going to be of type integer because we are generating an integer variable. So com_move, and we say this one is equal to, now we call the method a next int on rand. So we say rand dot next int, rand dot next int. Then in the parentheses we are going to specify 3. So when we specify 3 inside the parentheses, I want you to understand what is happening. We are generating random integers, 3 random integers that are going to be between 0 and 3, but 3 is exclusive. So that means we are going to have to generate 0, 1 and 2 randomly. We're going to generate 0, 1 and 2 randomly. Okay, that's very important for us to understand. We are generating 0, 1 and 2 randomly, so that then we are able to equate. Maybe we say rock, when we get 0 is a rock, when you get 1 is paper, when you get 2 is scissors, something like that. So you need to understand the use of random. So now, since we are able to generate that, the first thing that I want us to do is to check if we are able to generate whatever we want to generate. So let's call let's print system.out.println. I want us to print the com move so that we see if it's working. We need to check our code if it's working. Now here, because we are just printing, let's put this one void. Let's the return type be void in the meantime. Let's sorry void the method is supposed to be, let's say select, let's call it select computer move. Select computer move as the method, and let it be random right now, the return type. Let's come to our main here. Let's come to our main. I want us to just print that. So we're going to call the method here. We want to call this method. We want to call this method select computer move, this one. So I'm just going to copy it here, and then I'll come in the main. I'm going to call the method here. I'm going to call the method here. But before we call this method, we need to create an object of the class, of this class, an object of the play game class. Then we can call this method on the object. So to do that, we're going to say play game is play game, then the name. We can say my game, just say my game. Let's put things simple, is equal to new play game, is equal to new play game, is equal to new play game. So we are actually not taking any parameters for this. Alright, then we can call this method now. We say my game dot select computer move. So we are calling this method on this object. So we can now run this, and we see if random numbers are generated, and we just verify if it's working the way it's supposed to work. So now it has generated 0, as you can see here. The output is 0. Let's run it again. The numbers should be random. Let's check the output is 2. Let's run it again. The output is supposed to be random. Let's check the output this time. It's again 2. We run it again. We just need to be sure it's random. It's 2 still. Let's run it again. Now it's 1. So if you every time you run this you run this, the value, I mean the number, the integer generated, that is the comp move, changes. So that means now our code here is working fine to this juncture. Our code is working fine. So we can simply remove this, because we do not want to print the value generated. Now we want to assign these integers in 2 moves. So there are 2 ways. We can either use an if statement, if else statements, or we can use switch case. For me, I prefer using switch case. So I'm going to say switch. So what is actually happening here now is we are determining the move. So you can say we say switch, then what variable the switch takes. Of course, switch here is going to take the comp move. And then we have 3 cases. The first case is when the comp move is 0. The first case is when the comp move is 0. So if the comp move is 0, let's set the computer move to rock. Let's set computer move. We set it to rock with capital R. We set computer move to rock. Then of course we have to break out. Then let's go to the second case, is when the com move is 1. We can set it to paper. We can set computer move. We can set it to paper, and then we have to break. Then let's go to when the case is so we have 0, 1 and 2. So when the case is 2, let's set computer move to scissors now. Let's set computer move to scissors. We set computer move to scissors. Get computer move to scissors. Okay, so then we need to have the default. Let's break. Then we have the default case. So default. Now for our default case, I want to just throw an error. For our default case, I would really want to throw an error. So I'll just say throw new, and the type of error here that I want to throw is illegal statement exception, and this one is going to show an error if the user supplies a wrong user move. Okay, so just throw, and I say new, I'll say illegal I say illegal state, capital S, state exception. Then what error message should be thrown? I want to throw the error message, maybe invalid value. If you have supplied invalid value, then let's put space. Then let's show the value that the user will have put that is invalid. So the the computer will have selected that is invalid. So say it's computer move. So anytime this one is there to handle the exception when, in case the computer generates an abnormal integer. So guys, we are good to go. So we have to remember that we are returning the move, so the return type for this needs to be string. We changed it when we wanted to test if it's working. So if it's string, then it means the return type here again should be, this method should return a string. So in this case, it's just returning the computer move. It's returning the computer move. Okay, so our method is done. This is our method. It's done. What we need to do now is we check if this method is working. We need to check if this method is working. So to do that, let's come to our main here. We have our object, my game. So we need to call that method on this. Now, because the method is returning a value, I'll just create a new variable, then assign this value there. So I'm going to say string. Probably you just say a selected move. We are just testing if the method works. Selected move then is equal to my game.select computer move, because this method here, let me come back, I want you to understand what is happening, because this method here is returning a string. So we are storing the string that it is returning inside the variable selected move, so that now we will be able to print that variable. System.out.println, we'll be able to print that variable. So we can say computer selected, and then we show the move the computer selected. So we can add empty space, and then we say selected move, then we say selected move, to just show what the computer selected. So we can run this and see what it prints. So let's check the output here. Computer selected paper. So when we run, it has selected paper. Now if we come here and run it again the second time, then we check the output, it has selected rock. When we come here and run it the third time, and we come down here, check the output, again it's rock. Let's run it again. Don't forget that the selection is randomly, so there are chances that a value might be selected more than once. Like you can see, rock is selected 3 times now, then paper is selected. We have not had a selection for scissors yet. Paper again. Let's run it again. It's paper. So the computer decides what to select, then scissors. So it's random. It's random, right? So our method is now okay. So we need to come here and call that method here. Remember, we were calling it in this constructor. So we need to come here and call that method. So we'll just call select computer move. Computer move. We are calling it in the constructor. Okay. So we are done setting up that method. So we need to have the method that is the user, for the user to pick a move. So then we call it here. So below this method, still in the same class, after this particular method here, because this method ends after that method here, we are going now to have another method. Let me just put a comment and say user selects a move. Now in this part of this project, the user will just type the move. In the second part of this project, we are going to design a user interface where the user will be clicking some buttons and will be clicking either rock, paper, or scissors. That will be the second part, will be part 2 of this project. So part 1 of this project, we're just dealing with the back end of the project. So we want the user to select a move. So again, let's have the method. Now this is going to return a string as well, and we can just call it select user move. Let's just call our method select user move. We have that method where we are going to set actually the user move. So we need to prompt the user for input. We need to ask the user for input. So to do that, let's say system.out.println, and then we tell the user enter either rock, paper, or scissors. Enter either rock, paper, or scissors, and then we put a full colon there. So we need to read what the user has entered. So to read what the user has entered, we are going to use another package known as we're going to use scanner. So we have to come here and import scanner here. So we're going to say import java.util.scanner, import java.util.scanner, so that we are able to use scanner to read the user input down here. So we are going to create a new object of scanner. Say scanner in is equal to new scanner and then here we have system.in. Okay, so we need to say now, we need to set up whatever the variable of the user. We have this variable up here. Let me scroll upwards. The user move is what we are setting it up here. We are storing whatever the user is going to type in. We're storing it in the user move. So we're going to say user move is equal, then we are calling the next line. The next line is a method that is used with the scanner to actually read a string from the user. So we're going to say in dot next line, in dot next line, to enable us to read a string, because the user is going to type in, so it's going to be of type string. So what we need to return here is a string as well. So we need to return a string. So we say return. We are returning the user. We are returning the user move. But in this case, let's return some text first. Let's say let's tell the user what they picked. So you picked. Tell the user you picked. Then let's have some space just for legibility. Then let's have the user move, so that if the user picked rock, it should be able to say you picked rock. If the user picked paper, it should be able to say you picked paper. So let's test our method. Let's come here and test our method. So to test our method, we are just going to call we're going to create a variable to hold whatever that method is returning. So let's just call it string selected user move, move, and this one is equal to my game. It's equal to my game dot, we call allow the method which returns user move. So where is the method? Select user move. Yes, so there we go, guys. We have our method set. We are testing the method. So after calling the method and storing that value inside selected user move, I want us to print that value. So I want us to print that value. So we are going to print some message again. We say you selected then we show the user move. We are going to have a blank space here to improve legibility, and then we're going to add the user move, not user move, the selected user move here. Selected user move, capital U, or what did we call it? Selected user move is what we want to call here. Let's just a moment, we need to see what is wrong. String selected user move. Okay, sorry, it's capital S, just a naming conflict. It's supposed to be capital S. Yeah, but it's good practice to be small. Let it be small. That is why I was putting a small, because I'm used to using that style. So if we run this, we expect to see the computer move, and we also expect to see the user move. Let's test if our methods are okay. So when we run this, down here you see computer selected scissors. Enter either rock, paper, or scissors. Now we need to change the order of execution here, because if the computer shows us what the computer has selected once first, it means we are going to select something that we will win. So we will be winning always. So the order should change. It's such that the user selects first, then the computer selects next. I'm gonna just change that order in a few. So okay. I did not enter anything. Let's run. Let's just see if it's working. Then just a matter of changing that order of execution. So let's come here. Let's put rock, for example. We want it to show. So you selected, you picked rock. Now this you selected part, this text, don't get worried about this text. This is the you picked rock is what we have here. You picked rock is somewhere here. You see in this method here we have text. Let's come down here. You picked rock. This is the whole thing that is returned there. That's why we have that message. Okay, I'm gonna fix it in a few. Now I was saying that we need to have this method here, the user method coming first, then this should come next. This should come next. So let me fix this here. So the first thing should be the user move first. Should be the user move first, then the computer, so that we don't see the user does not see what the computer has selected before the user selects what the user is going to select. It's very important. Let me just have it there. Yeah, let me have it up there. Now what we want to return here, because we have the text the other side, I want to remove the text that we are returning. This is okay. Returning computer move is okay. So for the user move, I want to remove this text here. We're just returning the move. Yeah, let's just return the user move, so that when we come to our main here, we can see this text you selected. Okay, let's run it now. So say okay. You see computer selected rock. Enter either rock, paper or scissors. Now again, this is because we have called this here select computer move first. So I want us to call that method, the user move method, first in this constructor here. So I'm going to call the user move. So select user move. Let's call it first in the constructor. Let's call it first in our constructor that way. So if we call it first, let's run and let's see if we have the problem fixed. Let's say okay. Let's check the output. Enter either rock, paper or scissors. So we enter first, then we are shown what the computer selected. So let me enter paper. This time let me enter paper and hit enter. So computer selected rock. Yeah, computer selected rock. Now you see enter either rock, paper or scissors coming again. It's an issue that I'll fix in a few. Yeah, so our methods are working. We were just testing the methods. Our methods are okay. So let's come back and now let's fix the third method. After the user selecting a move, the computer selecting a move, we have to compare the moves. We have to compare those moves and see who has won, who has lost, based on the rules of the game. We will revisit the rules of the game in a few. So below this method, here below this method, I want us to have another method, and this method is going to compare. So it is going to compare the moves, and then it's going to return the result. It's going to tell the user if you have won or you have lost. It's going to compare then return the results. So the method that we have here, we can simply call it get result. It's going to return a string. Let's call it get result, and this particular method is going to do the comparison of the moves. It's going to do the comparison of the moves. Now here we have to take the user move, the user move, and we compare with what the computer generates. Then we see what the results are. So if we revisit our rules, let's go back to our document here. If we revisit the game rules, rock beats scissors by crushing them. Scissors beat paper by cutting the paper in two. Paper beats rock by covering the rock. Then when the two moves are identical, the result is a tie. We can just start by implementing the last one. When computer picks rock and the user picks rocks, that are tie. When there's scissors and scissors, it's a tie. When there's paper and paper, it's a tie. So let's start by implementing that before we scale down to these other these other ones. Let's start by implementing this. So here we are going to compare if we're going to say if user move, because the user picks first, but whichever way it's okay. We need to compare the user move. So if user move, now in comparing strings, we don't use the comparison operator. Now if you say if user move equal, I want you to see something. If user move equal computer move, and we have our curly braces here, syntactically we are fine. But when we are comparing objects, because remember strings are treated as objects, when we are comparing objects using the comparison operator, we do not compare what the objects are holding. In other words, we are not comparing the values of the objects, we are comparing the objects themselves. That is one reason I am not going to use the comparison operator. So to compare what the value holds, to compare what is inside the object, we need to use the dot equals method. We need to use the dot equals method. So here we're going to say user move dot equals and then parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis we are going to put the computer move. We have the computer move inside the parenthesis. So this method is going to compare the values. It's going to compare the values of these objects, what these objects have. So we say user move dot equals computer move. Then when that happens, when they're identical, the results is supposed to be a tie. So for the results, we can simply say you tie. We are telling the user you tie. So the results are gonna be a tie. Okay, don't worry about the error you are seeing here. This one is because we have not yet set the return type, and you come to this, it will show you this method must return a string. We're going to do that later, so don't worry about that error. We are good, we are okay. Let's go on. So this single statement is doing all the three scenarios. Instead of saying user move dot equals rock and what 3 times, we just compare the 3 once. That means when you have rock and rock, it's a tie. When you have scissors and scissors, it's a tie. When you have paper and paper, it's a tie. We do that. This one statement is going to, this one, if these lines of code that we have written so far are going to handle that scenario. So the other scenario would be, what if the computer picks paper and or let's say the computer picks rock and the user picks paper. So we have to compare rock and paper. So let's come back to our rules. The computer picks rock, the user picks paper. Let's go to our rules. Let's say rock beats scissors. So if the computer picks rock and the user picks the user picks paper, Yeah, if the computer picks rock and the user picks paper, paper beats rock. So that means the user has won. So we're going to tell the user you win. So we're just basically working with these rules. So here we're going to say, because we're going to say else if, then we have the condition. The condition is user move. Remember, the computer has picked rock, the user picks paper. So user move dot equals paper. User move dot equals paper when the user picks paper. So we are going to use the logical operator and and now we are using double ampersand here. The reason we are using double ampersand, I taught this in a previous class, is that we are short circuiting such that if one of any of these conditions, if the first condition is already false, then we don't have to waste time examining the second condition. But if you use a single one, it will examine both. That is going to make the program slow at some point. So we say and computer move dot equals rock, and computer move dot equal rock, and computer moves dot equal rock. Okay, something should happen. So if the user has picked paper, the computer has picked rock, who has won? Let's check again. Let's go back to the rules. Paper beats rock, so the user wins here. So you're going to tell the user you win. So in other words, result is going to be you win. Result is going to be you win. It is results with an S. Results is you win. Now else if the user picks paper and the computer picks scissors. Else if user move dot equals paper, user move dot equals paper. So when the user picks paper and computer move, and the computer here this time picks scissors, and computer move dot equals scissors, and computer move dot equals scissors. Then between paper and scissors, which one wins? We always have to revisit the word. We have to revisit the rules. So let me just fix something here. So we need to have a closing quotation mark here. Then we can have the parenthesis. So here the user has picked paper, the computer has picked scissors. Let's go to the rules. Who wins? The user has picked paper, so paper beats rock. Okay. Scissors beats paper. So that means whoever picks scissors, when the other person has picked paper, the scissors guy wins. So here the user has picked paper, but the computer has picked scissors. So that means the user has lost. We are responding to the user, we are not responding to the computer. So we're going to say results is equal to you lose. Results is equal to you lose. Alright guys, we are going on well. To that point we are going on well. Else if, now what if the computer, we are finished, we are done with the user picking paper. What if the user has picked rock? Already we have covered the scenario where the user has picked rock and the computer has picked rock using the first statement, user move dot equals computer move. That had sorted that. So what if the user has picked rock and the computer has picked paper? So if user move dot equals rock and the computer move dot equals the guy has the user move has picked rock. We have already covered rock and rock. So paper, the computer picks paper. User has picked rock, computer picks paper. Now paper wins over rock by covering the rock. Let's go back to the rules. Let's not rely. Paper beats rock by covering the rock, right? We are okay. That's right. So that means now if the user has picked rock, the user has lost because the computer has picked paper. So the results are gonna be you lose because rock will be covered by paper. So another scenario is the user move has picked rock still, but the computer has picked scissors. Okay, so else if user move dot equals rock, the user has picked rock and computer move dot equals scissors. The computer has picked scissors. Computer move dot equals scissors. In such a scenario, then who wins? Of course, we have the rock and scissors. I think the rock wins. Let's revisit the rules. Scissors beats paper, or rock beats scissors. Rock beats scissors by crushing them. So the rock wins here. Rock wins against scissors. So the user here wins. So results will be you win. Results will be you win. So the last two scenarios is when the user has picked paper and rock twice. Paper, rock. Okay. When the computer picks when the user picks scissors now. Else if of course the scissors aspect where the scissors is taken care of up there. I've said that once and again. So else if user move dot equals user move dot equals scissors. User move dot equals scissors, and scissors and scissors is already done up there. So let's compare scissors and rock. And computer move dot equals rock, and the computer move dot equal rock. So rock and scissors, I guess rock wins. So the user loses. Let's revisit the rules. Don't get tired. Scissors beats rock beats scissors by crushing them. So because the computer has picked rock, so the user loses here. Results equal to you lose. Results equal to you lose. So else if the computer picks scissors, but I mean the user picked scissors but the computer picks paper, okay. Else if you have user move dot equals scissors, user move dot equals scissors, and the computer picks paper. Computer move dot equals paper. Of course, when we have paper and scissors, scissors wins because scissors will cut the paper by 2 or into 2. So the results here are you win. The results are you win. So we have all the rules of the game covered here, all the scenarios covered. So we need to return now. We are returning the results. So return results. Return results. So again, our method is okay. So we can come and call it in the constructor here. Let's just call it here in our constructor. Call the method and compare the results. So what is the name of our method again? Where is it? Get results is the name. So we are calling it here. We are calling the method get results. Get results. Alright guys, we have to okay. Something is wrong, I think, with the naming. Let me check again. Get result, not results. Thank you. So this S, yeah, done. Alright, so let's again test our method, our get result method. Let's come to our main here. We can just remove all this. You don't need to just populate this place. You can just remove all this. So we have, let's create a variable string. We call it my result equal to, then we say my game dot, we are calling get results method, we are calling that. Then again we basically print. Let's have a terminator here. Then we print. We just print results. No, let's print my results. That's what we are printing, my result. So let's run this. Okay, enter either rock, paper, or scissors. Let's enter rock. Press enter. You tie. So that means the computer picked what? Picked rock, and then we are given the result. So our method is working perfectly well, guys. What are we left with? I think we are done. Now what we're left with is, let's come to our document here. So computer should pick a random move. We are done with that. User should pick a move, you're done with that. The computer should compare the two moves, you're done. The program should return the results. So we can simply create a method here. We can simply create a method here to return the results, and then we call the method there. Or we can okay, whichever way is fine. I just prefer to calling the results, I mean showing the results in the main. Let me just show the results in the main. So here we are. Here we are. So we have created our new object, that is my game. So we want to call the results in there. So let's create a string. Let's just call it your results. Your results. And then we are going to call the results method here. Just say my game dot my game dot get results. My game dot get results. We are going to print a few messages in here. The first message that I want us to print is the message showing okay, let's just get the results there so far. No, let's just get the result. Then when we are printing your results is where we're going to have the message. So we're going to say system dot out dot print ln and in here we are going to show what the user has picked. So we're going to say you picked then plus let's have an empty space, then let's have user move user. Let's have my game dot user move here. My game my game dot user move, so that we are able to show the user move. Let's have space, or we can just put this in separate line. You picked okay, just put this in separate lines. or okay, okay, my game dot user move. Then let's have a space. After having a space, let's show what the computer picked, or in this space we can just have the new line character. let's see what the computer picked. Let's say what the computer picked, but let's say the computer picked. Then we show what the computer picked. Going to have empty space, empty space there, and then we show what the computer picks. So it should be my game dot computer move. My game dot computer move. All right, guys. This is our program. I want you to just see what is happening here. Let me just drag this way, so you can see here. So let's run this. We are running the main. Let's run it. So enter either rock, paper, or scissors. Let me enter scissors this time. So you picked scissors, the computer picked paper. So what we are left with that we have not yet displayed is the results. So let's come to this line here. Let's come to this line here. I have broken it because it's long. So here I'm going to just print the results after the computer. I'm going to display the result. The result right here. Let me scroll this stuff. Okay. Huh. Okay. Just want to have this in one line. I'm going to zoom out that way. We're just going to add, let me scroll this bar here. We're just going to add the result here. So plus plus my game plus my game dot result, my game dot results. Yes, so that we don't only see you picked scissors, the computer picked paper. We want to see you picked scissors, the computer picked paper, then you win or you lose. So if we run this again, let's say okay, let's come here and check, enter. So this time I'm going to write to enter rock and press enter. You picked rock, the computer picked scissors, you win. There's no space in there. We can just add space for legibility. Here you can add space just to improve legibility. Yes, so let's run it again so that now we can see it well. So let's say okay. Alright, so let's see the output. Enter. This time I'm going to enter paper, then press enter. So you picked paper, the computer picked scissors, you lose. So guys, this is our project so far. We have done enough, we've done a lot. We've learned a lot. So we will improve this project. This is part 1 of the project. The second part of the project will have this game to have a counter, so that whenever somebody comes to play the game again, they don't start from the beginning. So we'll just put it with a counter. We have a reset button. Then we have a user interface. The second part will include user interface, where you can just click on either rock or paper or scissors to have the play. So if this is valuable to you, then give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.